What's up, guys? Mikey in the building. It's been a long time since I got on here and did a video too. I had a great day today. I think there's always room for improvement, so I did a lot of studying throughout the day, and I'll continue to grind it out. KXIN was a great one. I traded this pre-market. I did not catch this first leg, however, I did catch this rotation for a nice wallet pad going into open. All right, KXIN. This was very important to me to be here early because this is another RS. Yesterday we had Mullingo, recent RS right here. Nice sideways beaten daily. I didn't catch that one. However, I did trade GNS. I did trade this one when this one actually started to crank some decent volume down here. Let me see, the 5 looks a little better. Okay, cool. This started to actually crank some decent volume. If you look left and see how much volume this was peaking at, we actually started to come into some good volume. This tape and book was also very soaky. So once we pulled back, this is when I actually soaked some and started averaging up to 77s on this one. And I was looking for a nice daily gap fill. Of course, we have this structure to get over. Pre-market highs is very important on that one. So this is what gave me conviction for KXIN. All right. I'm not going to go too crazy into those trades, but that was a great trade, right? I kind of saw the Mullen, and then after Mullen happened, volume started to pour into GNS. They're both our recent RSs, both beaten down dailies after the RS happened, so that was great. So KXN was also another one. They just did a recent RS. This actually started to crank, so I was actually able to catch a nice pre-market rotation, and then, man, did my buddy have some good reads on this one. All right. Not only did I go over things that my buddy Jarrett went over and then my boy TK went over, this did the same type of structural breakdown and pre-market swipe where it kind of swiped this support and then did not break down and did not have any follow through. All right. And then this went straight up. Pulled back, swiped, and this was a great trade. All right, very important. This did fill a good chunk of the daily right here. If you're looking at this, we did fill. To me, of course, I want things always to go higher, but this did fill and hit supply right here from that recent RS. So this was a good daily to me. The only thing that happened on this one, was there was no bid follow-up, right? So let me show you. All right, so of course, you kind of want things to actually kind of take out, but they didn't really have strong bid follow-ups on this, right? So this is very important when this started to rotate to actually take profits and get out of this, because you can see how drastically it dumped, and then it consolidated, and then it started to get heavy. All right. This whole entire move too, a lot of it was level 2, but there was a lot of empty space and not that crazy bid follow-up that kind of would shove it even higher on that one. All right, so that's that one. All right, I missed the whole BTCS yesterday, or BTCT. I missed this. It's fine. Should have been more prepped next time with the whole Bitcoin. This is a Bitcoin name, BTC name. I should have saw the front loads on day 1 down here, and then kind of shifted a little bit faster, but I was still trying to play pennies, which it's okay. And then I did catch GNS, so I wasn't too mad. Still had a very great day. I needed to get a little bit better with seeing where cycle may shift and volumes that I'm pouring to, because I was catching 30%, 27%, or 42%, but then I missed one that essentially went 270%. So that's on me, but that's okay. This structure right here, same type of thing where it, down here where it kind of broke this pre-market structure, right? It kind of swiped support down here and then did not break down all the way, all right? To me too, this daily, was great, right? On this one, it was very sideways. Jarrett was definitely on this one. You know, there's plenty of levels on this one. I wish I was on it and traded it a little bit better, smarter, but that's okay. I've been really sticking to what I've been building. So if I miss something, I'll just make sure I study it and then try to incorporate it next time into another trade. And then, you know, KXIN was a nice one, right? I'll take this one. Almost got a couple points per share on that one. Okay. That wasn't my craziest trade today. Actually, NMHI was a nice 5-figure trade. Okay, this is the daily that I actually like to trade. This is a backside play where previous VWAP was at 15 cents. All right, this thing was cranking so much volume while this was setting up. So it's very important to actually get the reads as this was pulling back down here. Okay, this set up for, you know, almost an hour and 15 minutes before it went, or pretty much an hour. So as this started to go, I missed this, right? I'm not chasing. It's okay. It's gone. But I was able to soak inside of this pattern 200,000 shares and then actually catch a really nice return off this one, okay? You know, it was like 46% on that one. So that was a great return on the size that I accumulated. 15 cents was a very important level for me, and we based that, consolidated, did not break down or get heavy. And the book on that one was actually great too. You can kind of see as this one was when it was basing right down here that, you know, there was a lot of selling getting absorbed. Like this was a clear level right here. So this really needed to break down. And of course, you know, we actually had some bidders show up right there and actually help this price action, right? So that was great on this one. And this one actually started to open up. Over here, this should have went, right? Similar thing to that KXIN, you know, once we start to top out and this starts to get empty and these bids kind of are not following up maybe like this and not really following up and trying to shove it, especially when, you know, you see some bids like right here, you know, 67K, this one gets sold into and this one gets pulled, you know, so that was a good time to take profits and kind of leave that one alone. Just because we're breaking out doesn't mean we're going to fill this whole entire gap. 27 cents would have been the next level to actually test, but that's okay. It didn't happen. But it was nice that it was consolidating around this range right here, right? So that was great. Great zone to work off of and view up level. So that was a great trade. I actually got a sick trade off QBT. You're going to be a little surprised, but I actually shorted this one even though it's up. I caught a nice 45% return on this short. All right. I did short this, same concept. I missed a long, you know, which is okay. I missed a long on this one, but this actually filled a huge gap, went up only and ran into this VWAP level over here. That and our Bookeroni. Definitely reclaim that home move right there. Up here, let me take these absorption indicators off real quick. All right. This right here, this to me should have went. Okay, so this is buyers getting absorbed, and once a new bidder came in right here, and there was no follow through with these offers, this is actually where I took my short and rode this one all the way down. Got a really good cover down here and actually reshorted $3 on this. You know, this started to rotate and this actually has to get above this structural right here. This is kind of the breakdown area. 320s definitely was an area of interest too if it was going to get that high. But I started to see some buyers getting absorbed. There wasn't a lot of bids on this and definitely started to pull back. There was a couple things on this one. There was this nice bidder right here the whole time. There's a front runner sitting right here on that one, so I was watching this come down and wanted to see this kind of get filled. It's no different, you know, it's just like flipping it for me for the long, right, on that one. I was actually so happy about that one. I was so happy there were shares on TOS too. That was cool. I guess I'll find out tomorrow how much they're going to charge me. but it's fine. Had a sick day today. But yeah, there's no difference on this one than kind of flipping this and then seeing maybe some absorption, like buyers get absorbed and then looking for an offer or a liquidity magnet to try to get filled. So this was a big target right here. Once that cracked, we really started to, this is important. All right, right here. Once we broke this, retested this area of interest and failed, this is where I actually got a nice move down here on this one. All right. These areas, once they're retested in small caps, is very important. You see some follow through either way. This is what I didn't want to see, and now we're sitting up here. This definitely has a bigger agenda. It pretty much made new highs right there. So that was that one. But yeah, that was pretty much my day on that one. MVSD, I tried for a few rotations. I did miss the move because I was watching trading KXIN and then NMHI. It happens. DBGI. DBGI. Shout out to someone in the room. They actually threw this one on there. And then it was very important, another potentially, digital branding name, right? I had this one mapped out because of Bitcoin. So I had some levels already pre-existed on this one. So once I saw this 15 level right here on the daily shoot up right away, right here, and not break down and get heavy, I actually went long on this flag anticipating that break and caught a really nice move up in the 20s. A couple levels on that one. There was 17 cents was this VWAP down here. And then after that, I was hoping that we would fill in more of this gap. But, being able to just sit here and just kind of understand liquidity and then kind of see when there's topping out and not a lot of bid follow-up. See, there was nice bids pushing this up. You got these micro bids kind of following up right here. And then you still got some more bids. But this is the spot right here. Once these bids right here kind of got filled in, 208,000 shares of bids got filled in. There was no continuation, and then there's no follow through of stronger front runners. They're starting to pull these guys. Deeper bids are getting pulled. That's when I took a lot of that off. That was another really sick return on that one. Another 40%. It's crazy. These returns are crazy, and then being able to hold through them and reap the actual benefit of accumulating one size and then seeing plays work out, rather than for me to get in and out until the move fails is really a blessing. That was great. Tesla, caught a nice short on Tesla today too, particularly right here. I actually caught a nice fade on that one. This actually was pretty sick too. Nothing too crazy on that one. But bookwise too on this one was not bad at all. This was that area that I reshorted right here. Again, there wasn't a lot of bids on this one, and this is a previous area right here. This really needed to actually break out and have some follow through. So that's why I actually took this one short right here, watching that book. So that was great. It was great too because now, once these levels are getting retested, things need to break down completely. All right, for me, at least, And what do I mean by being retested is now I'm looking for like all these levels again to get retested, right? Right. If there's an offer holding this down, I want to see if there's going to be a bidder in these areas trying to rebid this up. And now that we're bouncing back into these previous areas and there's no follow through, that was a good sign for me to hold on to that one. All right. I really implement everything that I trade and how I trade just based off how and where liquidity is, what we're trading on the daily, and things like that, right? This thing definitely needs to pull back a little bit on that one. Let me see. I think it's pretty much it. Kind of missed CLDI, but that's okay. Great day. some great names. I did take a loss on ENSC. It's okay. I did take a loss on this. I thought the daily would kind of repeat itself. You know, I have some data on some dailies like this where they gap up, they fade, they gap up, they fade, they gap up, they fade, they gap up, they fade. But it's like, how many times is it going to work? So quick loss on this one. Very easy for me to really try to get in and get out of that one. But yeah, they trapped everyone for now. We'll see how that one works. But that's pretty much all I got. Phenomenal day today. Nonetheless, I will be having a watch list and things like that looking at tomorrow. Man, MVST. Totally piked this one, I guess. Definitely should have been paying attention to this more, but the guys caught this in the room, and that was amazing on this one. Good stuff on this one. Really gapped up daily over the 200s on that one, and there is just once we actually start cranking these levels, this was the window gap that was PT target, and we like smashed through this gap, and then it started filling more look left areas right here. After that gap fill right there, they pretty much had this .108 level, and it smashes it to 105. Tons of volume. These pennies are getting a crazy abnormal volume, billions of volume. This is, however, a big float, so it needs to crank this type of volume where you see on the 5 right here, there's this 35 mil, 43 mil, 50 mil, so tons of volume. But so that was it. All right, guys, much love. Peace out, Mikey.